Her Excellency Emina Tudakovich, High Commissioner of Canada in Jamaica. Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Senator the Honorable Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister. Ambassador Sheila Sealy-Monteith, Permanent Secretary and Head of the Foreign Service, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of international organizations, heads of government organizations, heads of non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, gender equality stakeholders, gender equality recipients, members of the Gender Equality Awards Selection Committee, Canada Fund recipients, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's a full house this evening. As champions of gender equality, welcome to the Gender Equality Awards 2023, hosted by the Canadian High Commission. I am your... I am your host, Dana Lynn Swaby, and as a proud She Leads Here advocate through the Canadian High Commission, it is my pleasure to guide you through this evening's proceedings. Thank you. In recognition of the valuable contributions of our partners and the community of passionate and committed contributors, the High Commission of Canada has put together a diverse range of award categories, each highlighting remarkable achievements in various aspects of gender equality. Through these awards, we aim to achieve the following objectives: to promote awareness of Canada's commitment to gender equality and its feminist international assistance policy, to recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions of partners, stakeholders, and the media in promoting gender equality in Jamaica, to strengthen partnerships and collaborations among all those working towards gender equality in Jamaica, and also to inspire and encourage others to take action towards achieving gender equality in their respective communities. Brace yourselves, as tonight we gather to celebrate the remarkable efforts of our nominees across 12 diverse categories, all of whom have dedicated themselves to advancing gender equality. We extend heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us on this momentous occasion, and we eagerly anticipate the announcements of the deserving award recipients who will continue to serve as beacons of hope and inspiration and leadership on our collective journey towards a more inclusive and equitable future. But before we immerse ourselves in this evening's festivities, allow me to provide a brief overview of what's in store for you. This evening, the High Commission of Canada will showcase some of its significant initiatives and programs in the realm of gender equality. We'll delve into Canada's flagship program, the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, and of course, the much anticipated highlight of the night, the awards presentation. Moreover, we invite you to explore the various information booths set up, providing an opportunity for networking, interacting, and the chance to congratulate the awardees for this evening. And of course, we all know that partnerships is paramount for the pursuit of gender equality. So we are going to implore you not just to collect your awards and leave, but to ensure that you forge formidable and robust connections before you exit the venue tonight. Throughout the event, we also invite you to actively engage with us. In that spirit, we're inviting you to share your pledge for gender equality. So I'm hoping we're all data connected, or we have the Wi-Fi in the room, so that you can, in between, take a moment to reflect on the actions you've taken or plan to take to advance gender equality in the room. So we're gonna ask you to share your pledge, this pledge, with us on social media using the event hashtag #EqualityMattersJA. Let me hear you say it.
Equality Matters JA.
I want you to say it as if you're convinced. Equality Matters JA.
Equality Matters JA.
Thank you so much. And of course, if we see those hashtags going, we will read some of these messages throughout the evening. Now, without further ado, I'd like to invite our High Commissioner, Her Excellency, Emina Tudakovic, to officially open the proceedings.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, I'd like to just do the usual acknowledgements, perhaps not as well as our wonderful moderator did, but of course, a warm welcome to Senator the Honourable Kamina Johnson-Smith. Also, a warm welcome to Senator the Honourable Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, Ambassador Sheila Sealy-Monteith, Angela Bromberg, who's here representing the opposition, welcome. Fellow members of the diplomatic corps, heads of international organizations, heads of government organizations, heads of non-governmental organizations, civil society, gender equality stakeholders, Gender Equality Award recipients, look forward to recognizing you tonight, members of the selection committee, Canada Fund recipients, members of the media, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And for once, I remember to put the media above ladies and gentlemen, and included you. So it's a real pleasure to be here tonight. And I'd like to start, of course, by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to Dana Lynn, one of our incredible She Leads Here advocates, for accepting our invitation to be moderator today. It's a pleasure to collaborate with you. Your passion and commitment to advancing gender equality and empowering youth in this space are truly inspiring. And I'm also going to beg your indulgence, even though they didn't put it in my remarks, because I really wanted to recognize my team at the Canadian High Commission, especially given that we haven't been able to use our chancery the last few days, so they've been doing this kind of out of their, living rooms and cars at one point. So a big shout out to my team, including Stephanie O'Leary, who's my head of Polito, whose idea this was. So these are our inaugural Gender Equality Awards, and it's truly an honor to be here. And it's a privilege to be among such a dedicated and passionate group of individuals who have made remarkable contributions to advancing gender equality. And I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. I have to admit that I deliberated over my final remarks quite a bit. When you're already in a room with trailblazers, emerging leaders, changemakers, advocates, and champions of gender equality, you are, so to speak, preaching to the choir. And as I reflected this week on various examples of how far we still have to go on gender equality, which I'd initially wanted to include in my remarks, I'd worked myself up to a fairly righteous, indignant state with a veritable list of issues, both big and small, that remain as stark examples of ongoing lack of gender equality. I mean, I got even down to the fact that my dress didn't have pockets, but but I actually decided not to do that. But you all know very well what a challenge this work is, and that your successes and triumphs, both small and large, are important and often hard fought. So for this moment, even as much as I can easily and sometimes cheerfully rant about injustice, especially gender equality, for an extensive period of time, I wanted to focus this evening to remind us that it is also important and appropriate to celebrate achievements and to take the time to enjoy these moments. So I'm not going to talk about my pockets anymore, or lack thereof, or any other weird microaggressions that we experience every day. But afterwards we can. There will be a bar. Canada's commitment to gender equality is resolute, unwavering, and transcends borders. Canada believes that gender equality is about recognizing the equal value, strength, and potential that every person possesses, regardless of their gender. Canada champions gender equality and the rights of women and girls in all their diversity, including LGBTQ+ people and other marginalized communities. Through Canada's Feminist International Assistance Policy, we support targeted investments, partnerships, innovation, and advocacy efforts with the greatest potential to close gender gaps and improve everyone's chances for success. The Feminist International Assistance Policy works across thematic action areas that reflect the multidimensional nature of poverty and vulnerability. These include governance, peace and security, environment and climate action, education, and inclusive economic growth, all in support of the Sustainable Development Goals. And it recognizes the importance of working with local organizations and engaging men and boys to ensure better development results that benefit everyone. Over the years, Canada has supported numerous projects and initiatives to advance gender equality, both here in Jamaica and in the broader Caribbean region. Among these are the We Talk project, which focuses on reducing gender-based violence in Jamaica, the Strengthening Access, Inclusion, and Leadership for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, the Social Justice Project, the Jamaica Gender Assessment by the World Bank, and the Caribbean Policy Research Institute study on gender-based violence cases in the media. Regionally, Canada is supporting initiatives such as the Women's Voices and Leadership Caribbean Project, which aims to resource the leadership and transformative agenda of women's rights and LGBTQ+ organizations, and the Parliamericas projects, which assists the bicameral caucus of women parliamentarians in Jamaica. Together, these initiatives have helped combat gender-based violence, promote women's economic empowerment, and enhance women's participation in decision-making processes. The success of these projects reflects the dedication of our partners, NGOs, civil society organizations, and stakeholders who work tirelessly to advance gender equality. So our Gender Equality Fund for Local Initiatives is another key component of Canada's engagement in Jamaica to advance gender equality. The Canada Fund supports local organizations and initiatives aimed at creating meaningful change in their communities, and the impact on these projects in Jamaica is undeniable. It's also one of my favorite projects, as we get to pick things all over the island. So it's how I've got to visit places other than Kingston, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Negril, Treasure Beach, Portland. So today we're also using this opportunity to introduce the new grantees for the upcoming year. These diverse and innovative projects have the potential to make a lasting impact on gender equality in Jamaica, and we eagerly anticipate the transformative results they will bring. You will hear more about them later on in the program, so for now, let me just welcome and recognize them. So the CFLI recipients for this year include Abilities Foundation, Angelic Ladies Society, Empowered Resources and Solutions Limited, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the Pathway Skyline Rejuvenation Center, Stand Up for Jamaica, the United Way of Jamaica, and We Change. Another initiative we are undertaking to advance gender equality, and of which I'm extremely proud, is Canada's global She Leads Here campaign. This campaign aims to raise the profile of female advocates and leaders doing exemplary work in areas aligned with Canadian priorities. This year, we selected 5 outstanding Jamaican women advocates with the aim of supporting and amplifying their work in climate change, democracy, peace building, sexual and gender-based violence, and women and girls empowerment. Some of them are here tonight, and you can learn more about their work and interact with them during our networking reception and at the designated booth set up here this evening. My notes say point to booth. I'm kidding. And of course, our moderator is one of our She Leads Here advocates. This evening's Gender Equality Awards, the main event we're all waiting for, reflect both our achievements and the path forward. These awards honor those who have demonstrated unwavering dedication, ingenuity, and commitment to advancing gender equality. It also gives us an opportunity to say a sincere thank you for all your tireless efforts. I also would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the diligent members of the Award Selection Committee. Their rigorous evaluation encompassed 50 highly qualified nominations spanning a wide variety of categories. And it's no secret that our selection committee faced the formidable task of assessing a pool of highly deserving candidates. We also recognize and underscore that gender equality is not a matter solely concerning women and girls. In the future, we aspire to see more categories and nominations that capture the work being undertaken by our male allies, recognizing the pivotal roles they play in this journey towards equality and equity. And finally, I once again want to thank you all, the nominees, the participants, the organizers, and everyone who has contributed to make this event a reality. I know that together we will continue to drive change, challenge norms, and make the world a more equitable and just place for all. I look forward to this evening's celebration. Thank you. I also realize I have to introduce the minister. That was not the seamless transition. And just a warning, and here's maybe a gender thing, there's a slight crack on the podium, so your heel will fall into it if you don't step carefully, so step carefully. So it is my distinct pleasure, actually, to introduce our keynote speaker, the Minister, Senator, the Honourable Kamina Johnson-Smith. And I don't actually think she needs an introduction, but I'm gonna give some highlights. Right? Highlights. She's like, really? So I would be remiss in not highlighting that she is Jamaica's first female Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, appointed in 2016. And I have to say, as a female diplomat, it's such a pleasure to have someone that I can look up to sometimes. Not just sometimes, but she's great at doing speeches, you're eloquent. So really, I really appreciate that, because you know, it's important. Minister Johnson Smith was appointed government senator in 2009, and from January 2012, served as an opposition senator with the responsibility of opposition whip. She was also appointed the spokesperson on education and youth in February 2015. So in addition to her portfolio responsibilities, the minister has a keen interest in governance, education, youth and gender affairs, and has successfully tabled parliamentary motions regarding public sector governance, reintegration of teen mothers in the formal school system, the review of laws related to violence against women, children, the elderly, and persons living with disabilities. And also on another personal note, as a member of the diplomatic community, I can attest that she is highly committed to public service and volunteerism, and is also an unflagging advocate for Jamaica and Jamaica's interests. So please, everybody, allow a warm welcome for Minister Johnson Smith.
Thank you for your very kind introduction, High Commissioner. And I think we all appreciate pockets now. When we can find them, we love them. And another little secret, block heels. But Your Excellency, High Commissioner, Minister Morris Dixon, Permanent Secretary Angela Brownberg, members of the diplomatic community and heads of international organizations in Jamaica, nominees and awardees, selection committee, and of course, gender equality stakeholders all. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. And the truth is that the introduction really should have been for Minister Grange, because unfortunately she's having an issue with her voice, with her throat, and at the very last minute asked me to pinch hit. So I am here on behalf of Minister Babsy Grange, trying very hard to step into those amazingly accomplished shoes and hoping that I will deliver her remarks sufficiently well that she may ask me again. As you know, this is my happy space. So I'm reading the statement, and the protocol requires me to read it as it is delivered. So when I start by saying, as Minister with responsibility for gender affairs, I ask you to make the relevant changes in your mind appropriately. And so I start, and allow me also to just express apologies, sincere apologies on her behalf, because she did ask that I extend them personally to you, High Commissioner, and of course to everyone who is here as she had wanted to be with you this evening, celebrating this inaugural event. And here we go now, for real this time. As the Minister with responsibility for gender affairs, it is my immense pleasure to join you for the inaugural Gender Equality Awards, an event which aims to recognize and salute individuals and organizations that have made outstanding contributions to the advancement of gender equality in Jamaica. These awards cover 14 diverse categories spanning key aspects of gender equality, from education, climate change, and economic empowerment to gender-based violence prevention, diversity, and inclusion, ensuring that all aspects of gender equality work are acknowledged and celebrated. Canada recognizes gender equality and empowerment of women and girls as core areas of the government's work. Not surprisingly, therefore, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports has maintained a long-standing relationship with the Canadian government, having implemented several projects and initiatives towards the achievement of gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. Within the ministry responsible for Jamaica's gender architecture, the Bureau of Gender Affairs is at the helm, driving our efforts to achieve gender equality. We're guided by the principle that gender equality is an intrinsic human right and the foundation of democracy, social justice, and good governance. It is more than a core objective, but an important instrument for achieving inclusive, sustainable development in keeping with the global call, Planet 50-50 by 2030, Step It Up for Gender Equality. That call also aligns with Jamaica's commitment to the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, as well as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the CEDAW. In fact, I'm proud to report that I virtually led the Jamaican delegation to present the 8th periodic CEDAW report to the UN Committee in Geneva, Switzerland, on October 12, 2023. This work is strategically aligned with Goal 5 of the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and in keeping with our efforts to promote the achievement of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. This is also evidence of Jamaica's commitment to the global movement for gender equality. At the center of mainstreaming gender equality in our national development plans, policies, programs, and related activities are the following principles. 1, the mutually dependent roles of women and men and the understanding that one cannot be changed without affecting the other. 2, gender issues must be addressed across all sectors. 3, gender issues are not only community related, but must also be addressed at the policy level, as well as at the institutional and delivery systems levels. 4, gender issues must be addressed at every stage in the program cycle, from identification and formulation to implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. I want to use this opportunity to highlight some critical issues surrounding gender equality and human rights as a testament to the commitment of the Jamaican government to promoting both. Gender equality can be considered as a goal of socioeconomic and political power sharing between men and women through equal access to all resources and institutions. This means creating an enabling environment in which women and men are free to develop their full potential and benefit equally from the country's resources in a non-discriminatory manner. It also means that adequate considerations are made for gender differential needs of persons to be considered, valued, and favored equally. Existing issues such as male underperformance, youth violence, crime and violence are of utmost concern to the government of Jamaica. In this regard, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has prioritized a targeted focus on boys and men, and particularly those most exposed to violence, at greater risk of exhibiting poor health-seeking behavior outcomes, and those who are disproportionately affected by unequal participation in the educational sector at all levels. With increasing awareness and concern around the social issues which affect men and boys in Jamaica, the Bureau of Gender Affairs, through the work of the Male Empowerment Unit, has implemented several male initiatives, programs, and strategies in keeping with its targeted focus on men and masculinity. Operationalization of these and other programs, namely the Young Fathers of Jamaica Initiative and the Male Mentorship Program, have highlighted the need for more skilled personnel to effectively undertake the relevant research, implementation, and monitoring and evaluation of the various targeted interventions that are needed to efficiently tackle the social issues affecting our men and boys. The newly established Male Empowerment Unit within the Bureau of Gender Affairs is a significant step in enabling women and men to achieve their full potential as participants in Jamaica's social, cultural, and economic development, as well as allowing them access to and the ability to benefit from the country's resources. Key strategic imperatives include implementation of the National Policy for Gender Equality, gender mainstreaming in the public sector, implementing the National Strategic Action Plan to eliminate gender-based violence in Jamaica, promotion of gender equality, addressing gender-based violence, promotion of positive masculinity through the BGA's Male Empowerment Unit, legislative and policy review to be aligned to regional and international agreements, public education, training, and sensitization through the BGA's Community Liaison Unit. The Jamaican government, through the Bureau of Gender Affairs, has as a priority the creation of an enabling environment that advocates for and promotes rights to services. This is achieved through the newly established Sexual Harassment Investigation Unit, the Gender-Based Violence Helpline Unit, and the National Shelter Unit. Those support a referral, the latter rather supports a referral pathway for survivors of gender-based violence. And this includes the 3 regional shelters in the Northeast, East, and Western Jamaica. As Minister, I am a strong proponent for gender-responsive leadership and relentless advocacy to facilitate unrestricted access to the continuum of care for survivors of gender-based violence and their families. On behalf of the government of Jamaica, I once again renew my commitment as Minister to gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. We will continue to serve the Jamaican people through targeted policy perspectives, community initiatives, national policies, legislative framework, gender-responsive programs, national plans and projects towards achieving gender equality. I thank you, the Honorable Olivia Babsy-Grange, OJ, CD, MP. But I do want to crave your indulgence for just 2 minutes to say something personal, because I also would like to not only congratulate High Commissioner and her team for having this wonderful event, because it is important that we do take time to celebrate progress made, to celebrate achievements, and to celebrate the work done. And it's always good to be together in that positive space with persons working with similar interests, because the work is so difficult. The work is so challenging. And I know today we're all caught and very much focused on how it is that we treat as a society with the type of incident that we saw highlighted today with the 2 ladies fighting with the baby, the victim in the middle of the violence. And we think about the cycle of violence and what it is we need to do in our particular spaces. Jamaica is held in very high esteem in terms of our achievements in women's empowerment of girls, and all that we are achieving. Fantastic for me to speak on the public, on the international stage about our women's parliament, our girls' parliament, all female, from the orderlies right to the president and the speaker. It's amazing to speak about the fact that we've established the bicameral women's caucus, parliamentary caucus, which needs to be operationalized fully, but it has been done where it has not been done in other countries, developing countries across the world. So we make huge strides, and we are making huge strides. Even as we celebrate those things, it's important for us to commit to the very hard work in difficult spaces. And as a government, to ensure that we're supporting the work and resourcing it at every stage along the way. So as we grapple with these sort of difficult images and you know, how it is we even identify the persons in the video, whether it is a current one or one in which we, you know, lost an opportunity. How do we ensure care for the child in circumstances where it is clear that they are not in a safe household? And how is it that the women who are involved and the community that is involved is empowered to recognize that this behavior is not okay? It's not okay for them, and it's not okay for the community nor for Jamaica as a whole. So when I look at this room, I know that I'm preaching to the converted, but my heart was full, and I needed to let you know that it is a shared sentiment that we have about the work that needs to be done. So I commend you all, nominees and awardees, once more before I take my seat and say to you how important you are, the sacrifices you make for the difficult work, for us to be where we need to be as a country. And with that, I sincerely and quite simply thank you for the work you do.
Thank you very much to High Commissioner Tudakovich and Minister Johnson-Smith for those inspiring words, the serious messages, and of course, underscoring the importance of the work that is being done to advance gender equality in Jamaica. When I sat there, I reflected on so many things. Even when High Commissioner highlighted about the cracks on the stage, you mentioned about the blocks in your heel, and I was tying all of that together with the messages from your presentation and the people in the room, some of whom I recognize and have the privilege of knowing personally, and some of whom their reputation precedes them. And I thought about the Jamaicans saying, "1-1 Coco." And I link it to what you said earlier, High Commissioner, about the importance of the work, no matter how big or no matter how small. The triumphs are important. And I reflect on some persons who have decades of experience in this work. And I do know, oftentimes in advocacy, people always say it's tireless and it's thankless. And now Minister Johnson-Smith alluded to the importance of recognizing, because it's about difficult spaces, the work you do isn't as glitzy and glamorous as the decor in this space. It's really hard. So, we really are appreciative appreciative of everything that you've done. And I dare say, Minister Johnson-Smith, you expressed you expressed the hope, of course, that you'll be given the opportunity to represent in the future. And I know that maybe after this, you'll be seeing more familiar email headlines in any eventualities by Minister Grange for representation. You did quite well, and we're happy to have you share with us this evening. Right. Oh, yes, I got it now. Success and triumphs, both small and large, are important. I'm going to put that in my notebook when I get home. Thanks again, High Commissioner. Right, so it's time to take a look at the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives and its impact on our community, the CFLI. The CFLI is a flagship grant funding initiative for the Canadian High Commission. Projects are designed and implemented by small, local civil society organizations. The CFLI funds approximately 650 projects annually. This includes a range of initiatives from skills building, entrepreneurship, community resilience initiatives, sustainable farming, to supporting women empowerment initiatives. And at this time, I'm going to invite Kimberly Seymour Brown, the CFLI coordinator, to provide us with more information and introduce this year's CFLI recipients. Kimberly.
High Commissioner Emina Tudakovic, Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister Dana Morris Dixon, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This year, the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives will fund 7 projects at approximately 200,000 Canadian dollars or 23.2 million Jamaican dollars. The projects will be implemented across several parishes that we have not implemented projects before. Parishes such as St. Thomas, St. Mary, and Portland. We look forward to the success of the projects as we know they will be impacting the most vulnerable and marginalized communities and individuals. And at this time, I invite you to turn your attention to the video on the screen for more information about the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. I'd like to invite High Commissioner Tudakovic to hand over symbolic checks to this year's CFLI grantees. Ladies and gentlemen, our first project, She Speaks by the Angelic Ladies Society. the strategic engagement of rural women with disabilities in sustainable farming techniques by Abilities Foundation. Youth utilizing digital tools and innovation to increase market access by Empowered Resources and Solutions Limited. Increasing levels of innovation for rural households in Old Harbor by Pathways Skyline Rejuvenation Center. Women and girls empowerment through professional skills training and entrepreneurship by Stand Up Jamaica. Young Girls for Greatness, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, Life and Employability Skills for at-risk youth, at-risk girls at Clancarthy High School, implemented by United Way Jamaica. Increasing participation of LGBTQ women in social justice advocacy through digital literacy and digital campaign training, implemented by We Change. Thank you.
A round of applause once more for the recipients. Well done, thank you. The High Commission funds many exciting projects through CFLI, so we're gonna invite you, not right now, to just take a moment to engage with the CFLI kiosk behind us there, so you can learn more about the recipients for this year's grant and to find out how you can be a recipient for next year and be up here collecting your check to advance the work in gender equality. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the Gender Equality Awards, where we recognize the outstanding projects and initiatives by our valued partners, NGOs, CSOs, and stakeholders in advancing gender equality in Jamaica. By way of a quick background, awards are being presented tonight for 12 categories. 2 categories were internally selected by the High Commission team, and 10 categories, were publicly nominated and reviewed by a selection committee. And at this time, I would like to acknowledge and introduce the selection committee. Karen Carpenter, Senior Lecturer and Head of Institute for Gender and Development Studies at the UWI. She did a shy wave just back there. Dr. Denise Chavans, HIV and AIDS Officer, the UN FPA. Ms. Casey Johnson Vaughn, Director, SME Professional Partnership, Scotiabank. Well, I'm sure if they're not in the audience, somebody knows someone to say, I just heard your name. Ms. Nashan Miller, Head of the Special Service Desk for Men, SSDM, at the Bureau of Gender Affairs. Mr., I'm so sorry, just let me make a note of that. Mr. Nashan Miller, thank you so much. Dr. Deborah Duperly-Pink, Senior Development Officer, Global Affairs Canada. UN Women Caribbean Planning and Coordinator Specialist, Monique Long. Fabian Thomas, Technical Lead for Cariman, Jamaica. Roberta Ellis, Senior Political Advisor, Global Affairs Canada. Tanisha Dixon-Gale, Public Affairs and Media Officer, Global Affairs Canada. Stephanie O'Leary, Political Counselor and FPDS Program Manager, High Commission of Canada. Yasmin Chung, Senior Trade Commissioner, High Commission of Canada. On behalf of the High Commission, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for your time and commitment to this process. We're going to begin the presentations with two award categories, the two award categories I previously mentioned, and at this time I'll invite High Commissioner Tidakovich to present these awards. You have already been introduced to some of the outstanding CFLI projects and the new grantees this year, but it's time to hear about the Big Impact Project. The Big Impact Project for CFLI is a special honor that acknowledges a prior CFLI initiative that has demonstrated exceptional commitment to delivering substantial and sustainable results, with a strong emphasis on advancing gender equality. The rigorous selection process was conducted internally by the CFLI committee, which reviewed projects spanning the past 4 years. Now, it brings me great joy to reveal the recipients of the Big Impact CFLI Project Award, the Jamaican Women in Coffee. I love that I didn't have to ask you to give them a round of applause. Keep it going, please. Thank you so much. So the Jamaica Women in Coffee received the CFLI funding in both 2022 and 2023. Their project, Strengthening the Capacity of Women Coffee Farmers in Jamaica through training, has yielded remarkable results. The project aimed to enhance the abilities of women coffee farmers through the provision of practical resources and hands-on training to enhance coffee production and quality, mitigate the effects of climate change, and empower the participation of women within the coffee value chain. This initiative has transformed the lives of 35 women coffee farmers, making an undeniably big impact. Congratulations, Joey. So we have another Big Impact Award, and this award is another distinguished recognition that has been thoughtfully selected by the Development Section at the High Commission. It celebrates a project committed to advancing gender equality by achieving tangible and impactful results through funding from Canada's International Assistance Program. Launched in 2019, this project stands as one of Canada's most significant investments in the region, making a notable difference. Tonight, we are delighted to honor the Women's Voice and Leadership Caribbean Project, WVL Caribbean. In its 4th year, the Women's Voice and Leadership Caribbean WVL Caribbean, is a 5-year, 4.8 million Canadian dollars initiative dedicated to advancing women's rights and gender equality in 8 CARICOM countries, including Jamaica. This project supports 26 women's rights organizations and LGBTQ groups, with 5 from Jamaica present here tonight. E for Life, Women's Empowerment for Change, We Change, Women's Resource and Outreach Center, Carry Flags, and the Jamaica Sex Workers Coalition. WVL Caribbean empowers its grantee partners by providing capacity building, leadership support, and funding to enhance their existing programs. This project operates on 4 supportive pillars: multi-year grants, responsive funding, capacity strengthening, and network and alliance building, all reinforcing each other. Thank you. I would like to invite Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith and Minister Dana Morris-Dixon to join the High Commissioner on stage. I will announce each category and the awards will be presented by Minister and High Commissioner. At this time, I'll announce the Women's Empowerment and Leadership Award. This award celebrates the remarkable achievements of an individual that has demonstrated exceptional leadership in promoting women's empowerment. Our esteemed awardee has excelled in several key areas. Their impact in terms of leadership is evident, demonstrating influential actions in advancing gender equal. I thought it was a tag. In advancing gender equality and women's rights. Their advocacy efforts have led to tangible progress in empowering women through various initiatives. I am pleased to announce Shirley Price as the recipient of the Women's Empowerment and Leadership Award. Miss Shirley Price is not only a veteran advocate for domestic workers' rights, but also a motivational speaker, serving as a living embodiment of women's empowerment. Don't be shy about it, Shirley. Sorry, not. Oh. Oh, sorry, Miss Elaine Duncan, my apologies. All right, so that's Miss Elaine Duncan is receiving the award on behalf of Miss Price. However, Miss Price is not only a veteran advocate for domestic workers. Sorry, I got through that. So Miss Price proudly joins the League of the Caribbean's most exceptional, courageous, and committed and creative women. And I now transition to the next award, the Emerging Changemakers Award. Our next award pays tribute to an inspiring young visionary who has ignited transformative change within the gender equality landscape. The Emerging Changemakers Award shines a spotlight on the incredible potential and impact that young leaders bring to the forefront. Tonight, we celebrate an individual who has fearlessly embraced innovative thinking and introduced fresh ideas to advance the cause of Despite being in the early stages of their journey, their contributions to gender equality have already left a measurable mark. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that we present the Emerging Changemaker in Gender Equality Award to Amanda Slew. Not seeing any movement, but I will just share a little bit more about Amanda. At just 20 years of age, Amanda has dedicated over 7 years of her life to leadership and gender equality advocacy. Her remarkable achievements include her selection by the government of Jamaica and Parliamericas to represent women in the historic inaugural female parliamentary session in Jamaica. She currently serves as the Vice Chair of the Caribbean Women in Leadership Jamaica chapter and has received recognition from Ignite Caribbean as a 30 under 30 change maker. Amanda has also proudly represented Jamaica at the United Nations Youth Forum as a global advocate. In case the cameras are rolling, let's give a rousing round of applause for Amanda in her absence. And of course, we make arrangements for Amanda's well-deserved award to be presented to her at a later date. And now we move to the Women's Economic Empowerment Private Sector Award. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to acknowledge private sector entities that have demonstrated exceptional commitment to promoting women's economic empowerment. The Women's Economic Empowerment Private Sector Awards honors an entity that has championed this important cause within their organization. Our awardee has not only implemented concrete initiatives to support women's economic empowerment, but their efforts go beyond internal matters. They've created a broader impact in the private sector, setting a commendable example for others to follow. This private sector leader understands the pivotal role they play in advancing gender equality and empowering women economically, and we celebrate their contributions tonight. With a round of applause, help me congratulate the Bank of Nova Scotia. I know they're social media savvy, so we're happy to tag them on Instagram and say congratulations. Okay, great. Now we move to the Women's Economic Empowerment Award for non-governmental organizations. The Women's Economic Empowerment Award for non-governmental organizations pays tribute to the exemplary work of NGOs that have excelled in initiatives in empowering women economically. These organizations have made a profound impact on the lives of women, enhancing their economic status and fostering growth in their communities. Our awardees are recognized for their evidenced contributions to enhancing empowerment and entrepreneurship among women. Their initiatives are not only impactful but sustainable, ensuring lasting benefits for those they serve. And it is my honor to invite you to congratulate the Jamaica Network of Rural Women Producers. Receiving the award on behalf of the JNRWP is Natalia Reed, member of the organization.
By the end of it, we'll have the system down pat. Don't worry.
We won't. Women always work it out, right? At this time, we transition to the Gender-Based Violence Prevention and Response Award. This award celebrates the remarkable efforts of initiatives and organizations that have shown exceptional commitment to the prevention and response to gender-based violence. It is a tribute to those who have made a significant impact in this crucial area. These initiatives have been applauded for their innovative and effective strategies in addressing GBV, bringing about meaningful and transformative change. With a significant number of nominations in this category, the selection committee faced the challenging task of reviewing the outstanding work done by these nominees. The quality of their contributions was truly outstanding and commendable, and it is simply impossible to ignore these remarkable individuals and organizations. The selection committee felt it was necessary to find a way to acknowledge these exceptional nominees. So, in light of this, we have made the decision to present 3 recognition awards, one for an organization that excels in GBV efforts and two individual awards. Our organizational award goes to E for Life. E for Life has been in the trenches providing unwavering support to young women and children living with or impacted by HIV/AIDS. Their programs offer psychosocial support to reduce the risk and vulnerabilities related to HIV and sexual and gender-based violence, impacting not only the survivors but also their families. Through life skills programs, they empower individuals to navigate and respond to their experiences, enhancing their coping strategies and reintegration into various facets of life. What an exciting bunch of presenters we have here. Additionally, the organization advocates for ending HIV/AIDS stigma and discrimination and sexual abuse and the sexual exploitation of adolescent girls and young women in Jamaica. E for Life ensures that the voice of girls is heard at all levels of the organization. And as we just presented this award to E4Life, we acknowledge that the impactful work that they have undertaken since 1998 would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of the founder, Miss Joy Crawford. Which is why it is our privilege to present Miss Crawford the first individual award for gender-based violence prevention and response. Congratulations, Miss Crawford, a passionate advocate with over 45 years experience in the field of gender-based violence. Not an easy road. Her efforts have resulted in healthier families, improved self-efficacy, and enhanced quality of life, and increased national awareness and response to gender-based violence in 2023. Yes, so let's keep it going. Our second individual awardee for GBV prevention and response has gone far and wide to impact this space, not only in her professional life, but what was apparent in her nomination was that this work has become her personal passion. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce Miss Novelette Grant as an individual awardee for her commendable work in gender-based violence response and prevention. Novelette is an experienced trainer and facilitator, a tireless peace crusader who designs manuals and conducts training interventions in human resource development, youth empowerment, mentorship, and domestic, sexual, and gender-based violence intervention and prevention. Ms. Grant has been championing and delivering training to a wide cross-section of community leaders from various sectors. Congratulations. I have to mention further that Ms. Grant's advocacy has successfully led to the opening of the first DVI Care Center in 2018 at the Constant Spring Police Station facilities, along with 3 others at Matilda's Corner, Yallas, and Morant Bay Police Stations. We commend, her dedication has earned her the Medal of Honor for Meritorious Service and the Order of Distinction for the Jamaican government. What sets our awardees apart is their unwavering outreach and support for GBV survivors. They've shown their commitment to making a real difference in the lives of those affected by gender-based violence, providing vital support and assistance. The collaborative approach these awardees have taken in their mission to combat GBV has further strengthened their impact, creating a more robust response to this pressing issue. We commend their dedication to this cause, and we honor their remarkable achievements. I know you've been doing it all night long, but come on, continue with us. Congratulations to all our awardees. Just 1 minute. I hope the block keys are still working for you, Minister. Yeah. Right. So just a crave indulgence. You know, it's a long but lovely night awarding the recipients. Thank you so much. So now we move to the Gender and Education Award. Tonight we're celebrating the remarkable strides made in promoting gender equality in education. This award is a testament to the outstanding efforts of the programs, institutions, and individuals who have driven change in this vital sector. Our awardee has been recognized for their unwavering commitment to providing equal opportunities and promoting gender equity in educational settings. Their innovative approaches have challenged gender stereotypes in education, making it a more inclusive space for all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's applaud the transformative work of the Institute of Gender and Development Studies. I invite Professor Diana Fox here representing the IGDS Regional Coordinating Office and Dr. Karen Carpenter to join us on stage. Thank you. The IDG serves as a model for, yes, thank you, Platform Party. You do deserve the red carpet walk. All of our awardees deserve the red carpet walk this evening. We thank the IGDS for the model that they've provided for gender equality. So we applaud the IGDS for their dedication to teaching, research, publications, outreach, and activism in the field of gender and development, setting a high standard for others to follow. Furthermore, we recognize an additional recipient in this category, addressing the critical issue of period poverty. Globally, Canada supports global programs focused on maternal and child health, with a specific focus on cultural norms and practices surrounding menstruation and their impact on individuals and societies. It is with pleasure that we acknowledge the impactful work of Dr. Shelley-Ann Weeks and her Herflow Foundation. True to color, making her way, Miss Herflow, the period lady as she is known in lots of spaces. Thank you, Dr. Shelley-Ann Weeks, for your work in normalizing conversations and education around menstruation, while dismantling taboos that divert attention from the importance of menstrual hygiene and its role in enhancing sexual and reproductive health and rights of adolescent girls. I know you're I can't help you. I know you're looking over, but we do. Let me just try to bust it through with still maintaining the significance and celebration around the awards. Thank you. We're like okay, all right, great. Maybe I mistook. I thought it was a cry for help, but we're here for Okay, happy to hear that. So now we move to the Media and Gender Equality Award. The Media and Gender Equality Award acknowledges digital media initiatives and organizations that have displayed a profound commitment to advancing. I'm just keeping you here with me. Thank you. This award recognizes an awardee that has consistently championed gender equality in reporting and programming, with a focus on diverse representation and perspectives. Through their influential media platform, they've not only raised awareness about gender-related issues, but also fostered informed conversations, leading to a shift in societal perceptions and attitudes towards gender equality. The recipient's impactful content has effectively empowered individuals to take action in achieving gender equality, with their narratives highlighting the experiences and contributions of marginalized genders, ensuring comprehensive representation. In this category, we received a diverse range of nominations, from podcasts to web series, advocacy organizations, and entertainment groups. Given this diversity, the committee determined that comparing one submission to another would be impractical. Therefore, for this category, we're delighted to recognize not one, but two nominees for their outstanding contributions. Firstly, we applaud WMW Jamaica. Yes! Formerly Women's Media Watch, for their exceptional dedication to promoting gender equality through media and communication. Their commitment to balanced representation, awareness building, positive impact, inclusive narratives, and advocacy for gender equitable representation has made a significant impact on the Jamaican society. They have challenged stereotypes, promoted intersectionality, and adhered to ethical reporting. They have significantly contributed to advancing gotta be quicker than that, and human rights in Jamaica. Thank you. Their tireless efforts have been instrumental in highlighting the experiences and contributions of marginalized genders, ultimately promoting a more inclusive society. Congratulations once more. So now that I see our next recipient, I'm looking out into the audience. I'm not sure if we have representation, but of course we recognize nonetheless. We extend recognition to the Jamaican Dads podcast with a special recognition plaque. Come on, we have to big up the fathers and the father figures always. Thank you so much. Their hour-long media production aims to elevate the standard of conversation about men, boys, and masculinity, and it provides a safe and open space for men to explore a wide range of topics that are important to them. Obviously, they aren't here today, but we are so happy and delighted to recognize the impact and the contributions in this space. And now we move to the Pride Award for Inclusivity and Diversity. This award celebrates an entity that has fostered inclusive and diverse environments, contributing to gender equality. These awardees have demonstrated their unwavering commitment to inclusivity and diversity for the LGBTQ+ community. Their advocacy for rights and inclusion of LGBTQ+ individuals has created a more welcoming world. They've implemented impactful programs that contribute for positive change for the community, promoting leadership and representation that advocate for gender equitable representation across all sectors. Tonight, we celebrate the dedication to this inclusivity and diversity to the Equality for All Foundation, and we applaud their tireless efforts in creating a more inclusive world for all. Equality Jamaica, all right, Miss Sewell making her way. Equality Jamaica, also known as J-Flag, has embarked on a pioneering journey since its inception in 1998. The mission of the organization is to advocate for the rights, livelihoods, and well-being of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people in Jamaica. In a society where the rights of the LGBTQ+ community have often been overlooked or marginalized, Equality Jamaica has been consistently fighting for change. They are deeply committed to promoting equality and social justice. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're narrowing down, winding down, and now we move to the Trailblazer Lifetime Achievement in Advancing in Jamaica Award. Ladies and gentlemen, this award pays special tribute to a visionary woman leader who has made remarkable strides in advancing gender equality. This award is reserved for a woman who stands as a beacon of inspiration for all, embodying an enduring dedication to gender justice and women's rights. This fearless advocate for gender equality has left an indelible mark in the public sphere. Her lifetime work and enduring commitment to the cause of gender equality serves as hope. She has fearlessly advocated for change and has been unrelenting in the pursuit of gender justice. Tonight, we award this remarkable trailblazer and celebrate her enduring dedication. Without further ado, help me congratulate through a rousing round of applause, Miss Lynette Vassell. I think this deserves a standing ovation. Miss Lynette Vassell's life work and dedication to advancing gender equality in Jamaica are a testament to her visionary leadership, significant contributions, and unwavering commitment to this cause. Ms. Vassell has left an indelible mark in various sectors, and her advocacy for gender equity has resonated far and wide. Her work in academia and activism showcases her ability to initiate impactful change and innovations. Her focus on women's history and women's rights, coupled with her contributions to legal reforms, underscores her approach. Lynette's contributions have led to substantial advancements in gender equality, including the creation of Jamaica's Minimum Wage Act and Maternity Leave Act. which have had a profound and lasting impact on the economic and social well-being of countless women. Her lifelong commitment and consistent dedication to promoting gender equality are evident in her decades of work. She has been a steadfast champion for women's rights in Jamaica, leaving an enduring legacy. We salute you, Ms. Lynette Vassell. So before our last award, I am going to call the WVL award recipients to receive their plaques, E for Life, WROC, and Jamaica Sex Workers. I'm hoping I heard that, okay. So we're gonna invite the recipients to make their way to the stage. All right. So I'm going to ask High Commissioner to remain and Minister Kamina Johnson Smith to remain for our final award. I was trying to invoke my teacher authority just now to say, who said you could leave the classroom? All right.
You don't have kids yet, because if you're a mom, you could have had this afternoon too.
I will look to learn in the future. All right. So I am going to hand over to you to present this award.
I have to say, I always feel better when I'm doing something, right? Yeah. So this is our final award of the evening, and it's a special award. This is the Canada-Jamaica Partnership for Gender Equality Award, and we decided this year to present it to the Bureau of Gender Affairs in Jamaica. So wait, I have words. Hold on. Stephanie, Vanna. So since I've been here, one of the things I've been struck by, certainly these are not my prepared remarks, but I'll just add them, is the commitment of the government of Jamaica to gender equality. And not just the government, civil society organizations, opposition leaders, this is truly a shared purpose. And I think it comes from the understanding, and without gender equality, development doesn't happen. Equity doesn't happen. Equality. So it's super, super important. We've worked very closely with the government of Jamaica. You're a great implementing partner. And this has been a very fruitful and valuable relationship for us. So we're not doing this just to suck up. It was really we really want. Yeah, that was not yes. The next time, my next remarks will be like, please do not use words like suck up. But it was really because we think, again, going back to the theme of the evening, which is to celebrate achievements. And I think we don't stop enough to do this. Even my own team, right? We had an earthquake happen. We can't use the chancery. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think we're all very, very tired often. And yet, it's really nice, Like, I feel like I can, I kind of feel like ranting a bit about the patriarchy right now, but I won't. so I can. That's why there's going to be drinks and stuff afterwards. But I also feel inspired because there's been such achievements. 40 years of advocacy. I mean, we have come a long way. We're not there yet. So, but it's nice to celebrate those achievements. So really, with extreme pleasure, I would like to present this award to Minister Johnson Smith, who is accepting on behalf of the government of Jamaica. I think you should. Sorry. Are you sure?
Thank you so much, ladies. At this time, I will call to the podium our Trailblazer recipient, Ms. Lynette Vassell, to move the awardee response and acknowledgement. Thank you.
Excellency, Senators Johnson Smith and Morris Dixon, MP Angela Brown Burke, awardees, steering committee, brothers and sisters, friends all. I want to say that I'm really moved by this ceremony because, as my daughter Samora was saying to me, this is the first time we have had any kind of recognition such as this. And I want to congratulate you, Excellency, for the initiative, for the thought and thoughtfulness in this. You know, from the Canada Fund came into public awareness, we recognize that you were providing an opportunity for women's movements within the Caribbean to re-energize ourselves. You know that we have been in a period of decisive defeat, it would seem, and we have need this enablement to enable us to move forward. I want to say that giving us this award enables women's leadership to address vulnerable women, vulnerable communities, heartfelt problems. It also enables us to put our perspectives as women onto this development framework, which often is so blind to the special interests of women. Honoring us honors our heritage, our roots, our families, and our communities, because we do not do this of our own or in our own strengths, but we draw on the experience and we respond to the needs of others. And so we have to take that into account, because it's not us, but it is their lives that we are seeking to impact. And in many instances, they trust us to reveal their needs and to open to us. So in accepting this honor, we want to honor those whom we seek to serve and who also serve us. Honoring us honors those who enable us in a more personal way. And I must tell you that I was in two minds about attending this service, this award, because yesterday my daughter and I laid to rest my husband of 54 years, and we talked about it as to whether I would come, and then I recognized that he would have wanted me to come, because he is the type of partner who enabled me to be able to do all of these things that you are honoring me about. And it links up with something that you said, Excellency, how we have to be sensitive and proactive in building the partnership with our men. It's a big challenge, but it is necessary. And we need to have frameworks and conversations on how we need to do this, because we'll never be able to confront and address gender-based violence, masculinities, all these problems that are embedded in patriarchy, unless we recognize where men enter and where we enter with them. I had the chance to speak to Joy and to Novlet about whose shoulders they were on, because I'm saying I'm standing on the shoulder of my husband, Cyril Vassil Sivas, and both of them said their mothers. I also stand on the shoulder of my mother, but they said their mothers. In the case of Nablet, she said she remembered how her mother used to hide victims of abuse under her bed. In the case of Joy, she said that her mother charted an alternative narrative about what being a woman means. And so it is always important for us to put ourselves in context, not only in context of our immediate family and surroundings, but in the larger, broader context of society and who we are as human beings and have the potential to be as children of God. I also want to say that this award challenges us to be consistent, to be creative, to try not to forget where we're coming from and where we can go. It challenges us to be hopeful. And we believe that if these little seeds that are being planted will grow and blossom, and you have started something, Excellency, where if all of us as recipients from wherever could come together in our mass to talk about our experiences, our hopes, then we will see the revival of the movement that we all want. So I want to thank you, and I want to congratulate you, and I want to say that life is long, and we are on a journey together, and I thank you for the opportunity to participate. Thank you very much.
Well said and received, Ms. Lynette Vassell. And on behalf of all of us here, we express sincere condolences to you and your family on your loss. And we also, in the same breath, are inspired by your presence here. You know, it shows that it underscores the reality that life is not linear, and for you to have this sort of resilience and show the metal that you're made of, it proves why you're the recipient of this very important award. And of course, it extends to all of us here who sometimes we have so many things grappling with, and you still advance and prioritize the work that you do. That's not lost on us. Thank you so much. I checked my watch because I'm very impressed that we are closing within the within the projected time. But what an incredible evening we've had, celebrating the outstanding contributions of individuals and organizations advancing. I'd love to be in a classroom with you all. I know we're getting, I'm encouraged. I will work with it. But a heartfelt thank you to all of you and especially our distinguished attendees for gracing us with your presence, and our recipients. Another round of congratulations to our remarkable awardees, please, before we go. The High Commission anticipates the continued success of these awardees with more categories and nominations in the future. This evening has been nothing short of remarkable. As we conclude the formal part of the event, I invite you to mingle, engage with the awardees, extend your congratulations. We mentioned earlier that we have the CFLI kiosk, to get your information, to share with your network, your colleagues, on how you can be recipients for next year's call for proposal. So we deeply appreciate each one of you for joining us and for your unwavering commitment as gender equality stakeholders. I was trying to switch it up a little, I know, because you're going to go on with the last thing on your mind, advancing gender equality. But we are so proud and so thankful for the work that you've been doing in this space. I am your host, Dana Lynn Swaby, a proud She Leads Here advocate that is looking to engage with you after this evening. I want to bid you farewell and safe travels. Good evening.